Hi, I'm Sherry from the Pioneer Library System, and I've discovered a way to easily plant those small seeds that you want to put in your garden, like lettuce and radishes, that tend to, when you're dropping them into the ground, you sort of waste a few and then you have to thin them out. And this way is much more efficient, and it saves your seeds and allows you to plant for a larger area. And what I've discovered is using toilet paper. What you need to do next is to measure out the area that you want to plant your seeds. Come inside and take out a piece of toilet paper the length of that area. And what you do then is roll it up into a tube. Once you've gotten it rolled up, you take the scissors and cut it in half. This will allow you to have more than one seed tape. Unroll it, then separate the two plies. And once you've got them separate, you'll have 4 of them afterwards. Now I have my yardstick here, and what I've done is looked at the seed packet. The seed packet tells me that I need to plant the seeds 2 to 3 inches apart. So 2 to 3 inches apart is what I'm going to measure on the tape. And it just has to be a little line or some kind of indication. It doesn't have to be rocket science, and it doesn't have to be completely accurate, but you want to give 2 inches between each seed so that when the time comes and they sprout, I'll have a good distance between the seeds to get my vegetables. They won't be crowded out and I don't have to thin them. The next step is to take my glue. And like I've said, it's just school glue, water-soluble glue, or something like that, and my dish of seeds. Now what I've done is put them on the dish so I can easily separate them. And about every 1/4 of an inch from the edge, I'm going to put a little dab of glue. Doesn't have to be much, just a little spot. And the reason I'm putting it on the edge is because we're going to fold over the toilet paper onto the seeds. Now, what I'm going to do is take 1 seed, that's all I need, and drop it in the glue. And the thing is, when you're outside and the wind's blowing in Oklahoma, you tend to have seeds blowing all over the place. Having them inside here in a nicer atmosphere and not having to worry about your seed packet blow around, have dirt in your face and the seeds all over the place. This is, like I said, normal things in Oklahoma we have to contend with. As you can see, the small seeds are difficult to handle and are a little more challenging to ensure a good placement. What we do now, once all the seeds are placed on the toilet paper, is we're going to fold it over in half and just press it down. The glue is going to hold it down, of course, and tap it down lightly. Now what you've got is a roll of toilet paper. And this is to hold and control the seeds. When you plant this in the ground, all of it is going to dissolve. And one of the other things I do recommend, and other people have recommended this as well, is to take a pen and write on the seed tape itself what you're planting. So if you're doing this in February or before the ground is really ready to plant, and you're going to save them for the time when it gets nice for planting, you'll know exactly which seeds you're planting. So that's this part of the lesson. Now we'll go outside and I'll show you how to plant them. Now we're in the garden, and the important thing to tell you is that I've looked at the package of seeds and it said to bury them 1/4 of an inch. So I've dug a little trench here and I've wetted it down because I want to make sure that it's nice and wet, because I want to make sure the seed tape sticks to the soil. So I'm going to take the seed tape and push it down into the soil so it won't blow away, because it is sort of windy. It is Oklahoma. And I'm going to drop it down into the soil, press it down. Hopefully it stays. Then what I'm going to do is take some of the soil on the side of the trench and just lightly cover it over. I'm not going to drop down a whole big chunk of the soil or anything like that. I want to break it up, make it nice and loose so that the sprouts come easily through the top. It's not going to have to struggle. I'm putting my plants in a raised bed. In Oklahoma, a lot of times your soil is just not, well, a little too much clay, not too fertile. And in a raised bed, I can control the type of soil that I have and make it so that the plant doesn't have to struggle too much. Now these are carrots that I'm planting, so I need to have the bed at least deep enough for the carrot to grow down. If I have a clay base or a cement base or something underneath, it's going to have a hard time coming through that base to form a carrot. Now what I'm going to do is mark the row with a bit of sticks here so that I have an idea where I planted it. And then I'll take my watering can and just lightly water over the top so that the soil works its way down. According to the seed packet, it'll always have some useful information. And on the back, it says that the carrot should sprout in 12 to 18 days. That's it.